Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this gift box and a little gift card that coordinate with products from Stampin' Up! And I sell the products I used and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I'll have the free detailed directions for this project on my website, and you'll see where to find that at the end of this video. I'm using Tags in Bloom, Memento Black ink, also Blackberry Bliss and Old Olive. Tags in Bloom is a stamp set that you can get free during Sale-a-Bration. Runs through the end of March of 2020. And there are two coordinating punches that go with this. This is the Label Me Fancy punch. The descriptions in the catalog do not match correctly. The Label Me Fancy is with the 2 hole punches, and the Label Me Lovely punch is the larger one. I saw the pattern for this box a long time ago. I tracked down when this paper and the punches were available. They were in the 2012-2013 catalog, and I have kept this box around ever since that. And I was so impressed with it. I wish I could tell you who made it. And it's all made with one sheet. You can make it with cardstock. This is cut 7.5 by 10. So if you are using cardstock, save the 1-inch strip that you're going to cut off of here, and you can use that for the belly band. I have a diagram for this on the instructions, and I drew it out on the cardstock so you can see hopefully a little bit better what you do. You're going to put the paper in landscape, and you're going to score it at 1 1/4, three and 3/4, 6 1/4. Now this one's a little tricky because it happens between, but there are markings on this trimmer. So 6 3/4. I'm sorry, 6 1/4 and 8 3/4. And if it's easier for you, you can just put in 1 1/4 and 3 3/4 and just turn it around and do that again. Then you're going to turn it the portrait way and score it at 2 1/2 and at 5. And then you're going to cut, and I found if I closed it up and put it horizontally, and I put that score line right down the track. So you're going to be cutting from here, 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 and here. And so if you put that score line right on there and use your cutting, you can line up this line on the score line. You do want to lift it up a little bit. Cut again. And that's at the 2 1/2 and then the 5. And then turn it this way and put it at 2 inches on the trimmer, and then cut from that score line to the end, and from the score line to the end, turn it around, cut on that 2-inch mark here, here. I showed you on the cardstock, this is that belly band I wanted to remind you to save. I showed you on the cardstock because I thought showing you on the designer series paper would be very difficult to see. And I'm using this one. I should use one of my better ones, but I'm using my cut up ones. I keep a second cutting blade on my trimmer that I use for scoring. I keep a second cutting blade on my trimmer so that I can cut glimmer paper and cardstock and other things that are hard on my blades and will dull it really quickly. And I had grabbed that one by mistake. And so this one didn't get cut very nicely. Also on my instructions, I have where to put the tear and tape. I'm putting it right on that crease. On all 4 corners. And then I will need adhesive about there on just 2 of them. I probably should have used my bone folder before, but it's not too late. I'm putting this pattern on the outside, and so I am bringing all of them this way with that design on the outside. Okay, now I'm ready to put the box together. I'm pulling the backing off of the pieces that are farthest to the outside and lining them up here. And this is actually going to be the sides and the top. And then these get folded up and you want to get these as even as you can. Okay? And then the box just pulls aside and folds up and closes like so. And then I'm using the other side for a belly band. And this is 12 inches. It only needs to be 11 inches, really. So I'm going all the way around. And I'm going to kind of crease these just so I know where those are. You want to have this fairly loose. And then I'm going to actually cross this over like that so that ends on the fold. So I'll add some more tear and tape here. And then when I fold these on the creases, I can even these up. And use my bone folder. Switch it around the other way and use my bone folder. And then I'm going to put that seam on the bottom and slide this over. And I didn't think that this box would be sturdy enough with designer series paper, but it really is. It's not super sturdy, but it's sturdy enough, and the more you put it together, the sturdier it is. Now I've got those rough edges, so I'm going to just trim that away. I'm going to use some of this crinkly ribbon and wrap that around and tie this in a bow. You could certainly decorate this box with cut out shapes or flowers or whatever you want to decorate that with. And I definitely need my third hand. My third hand is just an alligator clip from the electronics department of any hardware store. And then just even this up and fluff it the way you want it. When you cut this out from your 12 by 12 paper, you will have 2 pieces of 3 by 6 plus 2 1-inch wide strips. This is going to be what I use for my gift card. And I cut these, I wanted to make them as large as possible, but just a little tiny border. And I also have a scrap of Whisper White. So I'm going to stamp this frame on my scrap of Whisper White. And with the Blackberry Bliss, I'm going to stamp Just for You. And I'm using the Label Me Fancy punch. And I wanted just the hole punch, so I'm going to punch the hole punch between these curly cues. And I put 16 inches of the baker's twine. That's going to be way more than I need. I'm going to fold that in half, poke this down through the hole, then I have plenty. I want this to hang at the side of my box, so I'm going to actually tie an overhand knot right about there. And before I get it tight, I want to make sure, there we go. So then I can tie a bow with this and it will still hang down. And I'll trim these down too. I picked a couple of pieces of Designer Series paper. This one really doesn't have a direction, an up and a down. This one does, and so I just wanted to have my tag in the front where it's more right side up. I have cut a template for myself so that if I'm for my group that's coming, but also if I were to stamp a lot of these, I can put these in the right place. So I put my stamp where it's in the right place for that cardstock. And I'll ink that up with Memento ink. And I have placed these already so that they hit right on those flowers. But I do want to stamp off, so I'm going to stamp here. And then stamp again. To place these, I can go ahead and look through my photopolymer stamp. Place them right where I want them. those up. There we go. And I'll ink those with Old Olive. And now I want to punch this out. I'm going to punch a scrap so that I can place this where I want it. And I am going to be stamping on this, so I'll put just a tiny bit of adhesive, but I don't want it really to leave any adhesive on here. So I want this to be centered. And so I'm going to use that to punch this out. And I also have this here so that I can have that centered correctly. And I'm inking that with the Memento ink. And I'm flipping this over so that I can ink Wishing You the Best. So now I want to be sure that this is the right side up. And I'm adhering this directly to the Designer Series paper, leaving just a tiny little border. I like that you'll be able to see just a little hint of the Designer Series paper through here. And so there's just a little bit of hint of that. And then just one blank piece for the inside, and of course you can stamp a greeting on the inside if you like. And this gift card fits nicely in the 3x3 envelopes. And there is my gift box and my gift tag. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. And you'll find a PayPal button to order the card kit you saw in this video. Under Shop, I have tips for online shopping, frequent shopping rewards, and products I offer to help you stay organized. I offer a cardstock sampler, taggers to help you identify those dies with lots of similar shapes, heavy-duty bags to store 12x12 and 6x6 paper, a replacement tip for the fine tip glue pen in case yours gets clogged, and a bow maker. Share my Evernote notebook of current products for a nominal contribution. It functions as a fully searchable catalog. Inspiration takes you to all my projects. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, what's special about Stampin' Up! Stamps, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, a basic toolkit, as well as a compact desktop toolbox, and lots of color charts. You can take a tour of my craft wall. More organization means more time for crafting. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. The team is made of crafters who want to save money on the products they buy, share with a few friends, or grow a business like mine. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on YouTube. I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon. Bye.